children of Saxon Way School. My name is Teacherbot, but you can call me T-Bot. Today I'm going to be reading to you one of my favourite stories. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. I really like this story because in the story they say that the giraffe can't dance, but that doesn't stop him trying, which is just like me. I can't dance at the school discos, but it doesn't stop me trying. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now every year in Africa they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango, which was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha, with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all laughed. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." With that the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. "I am dancing, yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. Then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived whilst Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen! How is it you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how!" But Gerald simply twizzled round and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love."
Hello everybody, my name is Dragon Queen. I'm here today with my little dragon to share with you my favourite story. It's called Mimi and the Snow Dragon by Michael Morpurgo. I love dragons and anything that's mythical. Today I'm going to share with you part of a story about a girl named Mimi who has found a baby dragon and she's trying to take it back to her mother. Mimi whispered, "Is this where you live? Is this where the mountain dragon really lives?" At that very moment she saw the castle doors yawning open, and there at the far end of the drawbridge stood the mountain dragon herself. More monstrous, more terrifying than Mimi had ever imagined she could be. She stood as high as the church steeple, green and scaly from head to tail, just like the little dragon, but her brow was heavy with anger and her eyes blazed with fury. Fiery smoke billowed from her nostrils and she pawed the ground with her great claws like a bull ready to charge. All Mimi wanted to do was to turn and run, but her legs would not move. She was rooted to the spot with terror. Any moment now she could be torn to pieces by those terrible claws, or burnt to cinders by a single blast of the monstrous dragon's fiery breath. But suddenly The little dragon began to cheep and flap his wings excitedly, and with a screech of joy he took off. He wasn't that clever at flying yet, so he didn't quite manage to make it all the way across the drawbridge. He landed clumsily, tumbling over and over, and then stumbling on through the snow, till he ended up at his mother's feet. The mountain dragon looked lovingly at him, then bent to gather him up. Gently she held him, sweetly she hummed to him, and Mimi could hear him humming back. But now, the reunion over, the mountain dragon turned her attention to Mimi once more, and began walking slowly across the drawbridge towards her. Closer came those claws, closer came that scaly, monstrous head, that fiery breath, so close now that Mimi could feel the heat of it. She did not back away, though. She felt no need to, because there was no anger in the mountain dragon's eyes any more. Only kindness and tenderness. Slowly the mountain dragon lowered her head, near enough now for Mimi to reach out her hand to touch her nose. And this she did, because she knew that she had nothing to fear, that this terrifying creature could be kind and tender like any mother. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. And hopefully we'll be seeing each other again soon.
Hello everyone, it's Gretchen here. I have chosen this book because I love reading it to the little people in my life, and I'm sure I've read it to many of you over the years, as I've worked in lots of different houses. I'm going to be reading The Giraffe by Julia Wilson. A mouse took a stroll through the deep dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have lunch in my underground house. It's terribly kind of you, fox, but no. I'm going to have lunch with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why didn't you know? He has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws. Where are you meeting him? Here, by this rocks. And his favourite food is roasted ox. Roasted ox? I'm all fox head. Goodbye, little mouse, and away with him instead. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have tea in my treetop house. It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no. I'm going to have tea with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why didn't you know? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. Where are you meeting him? Here by this stream. And his favourite food is owl ice cream. Owl ice cream? Goodbye, little mouse. And away owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a gruffalo. On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. A snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for a feast in my log pile house. It's wonderfully good of you, snake, but no. I'm having a feast with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why didn't you know? His eyes are orange, his tongue is black, and he has purple prickles all over his back. Where are you meeting him? Here, by the snake. And his favourite food is scrambled snake. Scrambled snake, it's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse, and away snake slid. Silly old snake, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? Oh, but who is this creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back. Oh help, oh no, it's a gruffalo.